Good fall morning to you guys. I want to make this video on the ASE L4 test. I've been meaning to do it for probably about 2 weeks, but I'm getting married in 2 weeks, so it's been pretty busy, so I'm driving, and I figured, this is a good time I can do it. To start off, it's currently October 11th, 2022. The ASE L4 test, from what I understand, just came out this summer and is still in the, let's say, they're still trying to sort it out. So even though I took the test, I don't know if I passed or not. And being as I was one of the first ones to take it, they're taking all the original tests of the first, whatever the number is, couple thousand, 100, whatever it is, people that take the ASE L4 test to begin with. And our test is actually double length, so it's 80 questions. Allegedly, it's only going to be 40 once it's done, but they're using that to get a general consensus on where everyone stands. I guess that's how they do ASE test, but whatever. I'm doing this video mainly because when I looked to see what the test was about, there really wasn't any information on it, other than it's on Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. The reason I took it is because I signed up for the L1 test, and I seen this was an option. I said to my boss, hey, if you pay for it, I'll give it a try. I don't know. It seems like something I should be able to do. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'll pay. Okay, good. I'll take it. Why not? It'll be fun. So I guess a little bit about my background is, I guess you could say I've been in the automotive field for 16, 17 years. I literally started before I had my driver's license as like a lube tech and tire change guy. Hold this, hold that, hold the flashlight. Before I had my driver's license, and now I'm 33. I've been in quite a few independents, but primarily I have 2 to 3 years at a Chevy dealer, and the past 8 or 9 I've been at a Cadillac dealer. And that's currently where I am, and the reason why I took it is not because I had to or anything, but when I seen the name and a little bit of research I did, I'm like, sounds like the stuff I deal with every day. It shouldn't be too bad. So generally, what it's about is Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. And what that comes down to is your long-range radar, parking assist, park sensors, cameras. Like there was questions on the 360 cams. There was questions on like the front view camera modules, like the ones that are in the windshield, not used for parking or displayed to the customer at all, but used to see the lines on the road, things along those lines. Generally speaking, mainly I think because I deal with it a lot, we have not a lot of issues, but usually they're self-induced. But usually when one of the cars comes in the shop for one of those complaints, I'm the one to deal with it. Great, right? But by doing that, you learn how the system works. You learn your ways around it. You learn the common problems. And like I said, in my experience, it seems like a lot of the problems are self-induced, and really a lot of the test I think was kind of about that. For example, like there was questions like after there was body work done, or the bumper was just replaced and now the long-range radar won't work. Okay, I've actually personally dealt with that, and and what I was doing was with an Escalade, and the emblem on the front wasn't the correct emblem, so the long-range radar couldn't see through it, and that's kind of along where the test went. I never was a good test taker. I do happen to have all of the all 8 ASEs, I guess, Master ASE. I took the L1, passed that, problem. I have 6 master certs, maybe 7 through General Motors. And like I said, I'm not a good test taker, but I know the knowledge I need to know to get through the test, and I have actual hands-on experience with it, so that really helped me. I guess there wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that bad. You know, when you think of the L series test, you think, oh, it's going to be tough, but really, it wasn't. It was kind of fun. The one thing that I could see throwing quite a few people for a loop, more of the older generation, I would think, was there was a couple in there that were almost a trick question, I would say, referring to the metric system. And what I mean by that is it would say they're trying to line up a camera, and there's a specification that needs to be within say 25 to 35 millimeters, or let's say centimeters, 25 to 35 centimeters, and then the A, B, C, D, or yeah, the answers, the options they give you are all in millimeters. So you need to know how to convert that. I even had one where it was converting millimeters to meters. So that actually, I sit down on the scratch paper, I'm like, man, this is supposed to be easy, but I just need to think of this one out, because you don't use it, you don't think about that. But a lot of questions, like I said, there was one on paint thickness for park assist sensors, I remember that one, and it was referring to the specification for the thickness of the paint. That I don't know off the top of my head, but I went with the most reasonable one, at least what I thought. I don't even know what the measurement was. I've never used it before. I just know personally, if a bumper was just painted and then the park assist has issues, it's probably too thick. It's that easy. There was a lot relating to trying to do learns, like, you know, when you're trying to learn a long-range radar or front view camera, you know, why won't it learn? There's a question, you know, one of the answers would be like, oh, it was a cloudy, rainy day. Well, yeah, because it can't see the lines. That kind of makes sense. What was another question I could think of? There was another one where it showed the picture. They were trying to learn some camera module, and the car was on an incline in the garage bay, and it wouldn't line up with the like calibration sensor things. It almost reminded me of like alignment heads. General Motors doesn't use those. We use mats that go on the floor for aligning the 360 camera, stuff like that. Honestly, really don't use them. I guess some other manufacturers use these targets. That's the word I'm looking for. Targets that get put out, you know, along the car. And there was also one on there which I now assume referred to like Subaru EyeSight, where they have like the 2 cameras that are up by the mirror. And that, again, I don't have experience with it. I don't know anything about it really. But just how the question was worded, I kind of was able to figure it out and work my way through it. Another good one with the L series test, I did the L1, no problem, and then this L4 that I think is really cool is they have the composite vehicle. And what the composite vehicle is it's basically a booklet of a universal vehicle that they have come up with for the sake of the test. So you look through this, and it's almost like looking through all data or service information. It'll show you everything, like what engine it has, what kind of systems it has, description operation of those systems, the wiring diagram, the pinout, how to learn them, how to calibrate them, and basically half the test is on the composite vehicle. From my understanding, the L4 test is the only one where the composite vehicle is a PDF document, and you don't get an actual paper handbook while you're in the testing center. Which I thought was going to be kind of a pain, but it really wasn't. Doing it through the Pro Metric, you know, they have those big screens. It splits the screen down the center. On the left, I had the manual. On the right, I had the test. It really wasn't as big a deal as I thought it was going to be, but on the ASE Test Center site somewhere, so you can kind of page through it and check it out for yourself. I strongly encourage you to look through that and learn how to find the description operation, how to calibrate things, because there was a lot of questions on that, and how the pinouts work. It's really simple, and it's a really neat system how they do it. I really like it. It's pretty cool, actually. It's great for something like that because, you know, me being a lot of General Motors experience, I don't know how Nissan does it. I can assume, but, you know, just like diesel, every company seems to do it a little bit differently, and to try and take a test on it, it's like, well, if they ask me a Ford question, I could probably figure it out, but I don't know. So again, the composite vehicle is good. While I'm talking about this, I also am thinking the other thing there was a lot of questions on, and really what it comes down to a lot for me while working at the dealer is programming and setup and when to do it, where to do it, and how to do it. Like, that's primarily what it is. And honestly, I don't know how you really study for that other than going through the composite vehicle booklet and just learning how to look it up. That's a lot of what those tests are, I think. And with that being said, it's a lot of, well, the windshield was just replaced. Does the front view camera need to be relearned? Or an alignment was just done. What needs to be relearned? And it was as simple as in the composite book, going back to it, finding there was like a chart in there that once I found it, I just kept going back to it. I think I even had it memorized in the PDF. I was just typing in page 18 all the time. But a lot of questions are referring to that. So, just to recap here, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Again, could be because I deal with it a lot, but if you have common sense, you've been doing it a while, I encourage you to take it. I think it's gonna be a great thing. Almost all these cars have it anymore, and that's why they came out with the test, from what I can see. You know, they say ASE and testing doesn't make you better than anybody else, and it doesn't. It's dumb. I agree. It is kind of a stupid concept. I do them, and I don't really tout it around, but it's, you know, as far as I look at it, an employer can't really see your experience. They can see your timeline, but they can't see your drive. And to me, that's what it's about. When I put it on my resume that, hey, I got 8 ASEs and an L1 and now an L4, hopefully, you know, I apply for another job, it puts me ahead of the guy that has nothing. And that's really what it's about, because they can see that I'm determined to do my job. I generally, most days, really like this job. And I see myself doing it for a while, maybe not turning wrenches, maybe there's something else down the road that I don't know about. I don't know, maybe I'll run a shop someday or work for, I don't know, who knows. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent here. Should you do the tests if you deal with them? Yeah, I would say so. It's really not that bad. I can't wait to see my results, but I'll be very shocked if I didn't pass. Because again, it from my experience, it wasn't too bad. I was kind of nervous. Same thing with the L1. I thought I was kind of nervous about it and scared. Oh, it's the big test. It's after you do all your masters and have nothing else to do. But no, L1 was pretty easy, and this L4 was pretty easy. Mainly know that composite vehicle, go through the book, understand it. And if you have the experience and know what you're doing, really, I don't think it's a problem. So, alright, like I said, hopefully this helps some people. I know when I was looking, trying to figure it out, there was literally like no information, no experience from anybody, and that's when I started to learn, like, oh, this is a new test for 2022. So, that's where I stand. Hopefully it helps you. See you later.